I'll give you another 40 quid in your wages and all, no, all that there. And it's like, no. And then he hits her with a line, and it's, it kills an Irishman to do this, right? And you know that a wee part of him dies inside, and he goes, Mary, I'll go off the drink for Lent. And I know that kills him. It kills him, right? And he does it, right? I think she only lets him in just to see him suffer. But the problem with being Irish and being a Catholic and going off a drink for Lent is, in the middle of Lent, there's a wee holiday that we have. And I've started reading the Bible to find in the Bible where it says, if you are an Irish Catholic, during Lent, you're allowed 1 day off. And I'd love to see, you know, when Jesus went into the desert and fucking says, I'm going off the drink and going off the food for 40 days and 40 nights, and then he's sitting in the desert after a couple of days going, why did I pick a fucking desert to do this? And then he looks at his watch, and he would have had a watch because he was the Son of God and he done miracles, like. And he goes, Jesus, it's the 17th of April. It's St. Paddy's Day. He was in the fucking desert, he was disorientated, and we all know it was March. And he runs over to the first palm tree and gets one of them big stupid Guinness hats. Goes over to the other palm tree and gets a box of Magners and a bowl of stew, and he's sitting there, whistling the wolf tones. And the devil turns up, walks around him and goes, Jesus Christ, didn't take much to get you to break, did it? And he goes, well, look at me. I look like I'm in Game of Thrones. Just look at me. Sure, everybody knows I'm Irish. Not only do I think he was Irish, I think he came from Divis Flats. And I'll tell you the 5 points that makes me think that. The first point that makes me think that is, he lived with his ma right up until he died. The second point that makes me think that is that he run about with 12 of his mates all day, performing miracles. The third point, his ma, like all our mas in Divis, was called Mary. Folks, I'm not making this up, you can read the Bible, it's all in there. The fourth bit, this blows you away. His ma lived with a man that wasn't his real dad. Who was called Joe and was a joiner. Do you see when you read the stories, it's all in there, he definitely was. And the one that I'll finish on was the wedding. You know where he turned the water into wine? And what happened was, Jesus' ma Mary was there, and Bridget, who she goes to bingo with, it was her daughter's wedding. Bridget comes over and goes, Mary, we've run out of fucking wine. I'm dead embarrassed, what am I going to do? And she says, listen, our Jesus is here with all his mates. They're performing miracles now. Do you know my cousin Frank from the New Lodge had a dodgy leg? They kneecapped him last week and he's on the DLA now, he's brilliant. I go and ask him. So Mary goes over to Jesus, he's sitting there with all the boys, and she goes, Jesus, what ma? Listen, do you know why I go to bingo with Bridget? This is her daughter's wedding. I'm not listening to it for the next 6 months. I know that you and all your mates, like everybody that goes to an Irish wedding, brings their own fucking drink. Mama, you better stop this. Last week you had me running across the Falls Leisure Centre swimming pool. Jesus, do it for me, son. And another thing, see your man Joe, the joiner that lives with us, that is my dad, tells me what to do and brings me to work with him. Look at the state of my hands, full of scalps. That wood's going to be the fucking death of me. Jesus, will you just do it for me once? Okay, right, we've loads of drink. Tell everybody to come over 2 at a time, 2 at a time. Dead quiet, discreet, over. Matthew, Mark, Luke, on the table. Keep the Smirnoff and all this aid. Give them all that shade stuff there. See that Buckfast and all, give that them and say, we'll just keep all the Grey Goose to ourselves. Wee tiny bit each glass, that's all we need to do. John! What? Keep an eye out for Judas, he's a tout.